Why are you feeling the way that you are? That's because you're experiencing the perfect blend of the post-race high and the pre-race jitters that's only found in the break between races of a doubleheader Saturday night here on the Virtual Grip Network, streaming cyberspace into your place from Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. It's VGN's 7th round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's Late Model Invitational Series, Season 29. All right, Ruben Altice has 3 wins this season, but also a pair of double-digit finishes. Scott Negus, well, he's won twice, but has missed the top 10 3 times. Then there's Aiden Young Gun Young and Ribeye Joe Snyder. Both of them are winless, but both have only finished outside the top 10 once. Stack it all up, it's Altice on top of Young, above Snyder, over Negus. A 15-point blanket keeps them warm and cozy in the championship bed. Weather-related internet issues, however, will force point leader Altice to take last pace provisional points, so there's a really good chance that either Young, Snyder, or Negus leave Tennessee with the points lead. Pull the lever on the lazy boy and settle in for some simulated short track racing action that is about to stream your way. A warm volunteer state hello and welcome on this Saturday night, February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, 2025. It's Zach Shaggy Chapman joining yours truly, Bill Soups on up in the VGN broadcast booth to read you our Words Eye View. Replay Ryan Seneker doing what he does. If there's a knob to turn or a slider to push, well, he's our man. Shaggy, this is the 12th time that the BRLers have brought their late models to Nashville. How do they get around this place quickly?
Well, let's hop on board here with the 15 of Daryl Weininger. He's going down the backstretch right now. You see 3 degrees of banking going down the straightaways into a big 18 as you see Weininger there. He loses the rear end a little bit, gets a little sideways. If you exit too low coming out of 4 or 2, there's some nasty little bumps that are going to upset the cars. And if you down there trying to use full grip on the throttle, you're going to need to make that pass in the first half of the race. If not, we're going to see a lot of passing getting done upstairs, Sue.
Oh, okay. Oh, he must have known he was on camera. He's going to park it there right by pit exit. My goodness, that was a scary one there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the points. It'll be a lot less scarier than the end of that example to get around here. You know, Steven Spieth made his season debut last round at Myrtle Beach. The number of drivers who have raced at least once this season now climbs to 32, with 15 having raced in each of the previous 6 events. Bad luck finally hit the point leader, Ruben Altice, at Myrtle Beach. A 14th was Altice's worst result of the season. And the quiet man won't be heard tonight. As we mentioned before, a bad weather is going to force him to his internet to not kick in, and he's going to have to take those last pace provisional points. Hoping to end his winless drought tonight, Aiden Young Gun Young has only missed the top 10 once this season. A pair of 4ths, a 5th, a 7th, and a 6th. Well, how about those results for Ribeye Joe Snyder in his last 5 results? Scott Negus led 97 laps at Myrtle Beach on the way to his 2nd win of the season. A Myrtle Beach 4th was John Wilson's best result this campaign. The Canadian Goose swapped positions with Todd Liston, who uncharacteristically leads all drivers in collected incident points. Liston and James Lowe both have Nashville wins on their resume. Nobody has raced Nashville more than Lowell Jewell. The boss man is winless in his 11 tries here. Chris Davis' best result this season was a 3rd at Stafford. And then there's Mike Holloway, along with Altice and Negus, are the only drivers with wins this season. But glad you are with us here on the Virtual Grip Network. It's a beautiful night to go racing. The weather, I'm telling you, could not be better. Partially cloudy, 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Track temperature is 71. That's barely warm enough to thaw a steak. Wind, 10 miles an hour. My goodness.
Cool racetrack, and they're still slipping inside, and they're going to wish Wish it was a little cooler, though.
Usual format here. We go 100 laps. You got to finish on the same tires that you start with. This is big boy racing. No fast repairs. You break it, you bought it. Let's go ahead and give you the starting order right now. Now remember, this grid is set not by qualifying, there is no qualifying, or by the practice time. It's an inverse of the top 13 from the previous race at Myrtle Beach. And who finished 13th last time? Well, it's the rookie, Ed Springer. Look for him to start on the pole. He's led a few laps this season. Let's see if he can get a few more under his belt. Veteran Double Deuce Bruce Pearson, defending champion, sitting out there in second.
Row number 2 to the inside, Kurt Smith, and to the outside, Chris Davis.
Making his 12th start here at Nashville is Lowell Jewell. Aiden Young outside of him.
The Butcher lines up on the inside of row number 4. That's Joseph Snyder. To the outside, Todd Liston.
John Wilson, and a man making his 100th career start in a Bootleg Racing League's modified car tonight, the number 99 of James Lowe.
Row 6 to the inside, Scott Negus. To the outside, Daryl Weininger.
Kane and Abel make up 13th and 14th. It's Steve Hilbert and Tom Hilbert.
The double nickel of Steven Spees lines up on the inside of Chris Hazlett. There, row number 8.
Doing what he does, coming from the back, is the shoe, Adam Shane, with Mike Holloway in on the 18th.
The Kitty Man lines up on the inside of row 10. To the outside, Jeffrey Hart.
Hitting blackjack. It's John Hine. Welcome back, Professor. We'll be starting at the very end of the field. This one, and then rounds 8, 9, 10, and 11 go, and we'll be crowning ourselves another champion. Ed Springer won't be getting a championship this year, but he would like to lead a few more laps as a rookie. Maybe get in the win column if he could as well. Wire to wire, not unthinkable. Pace car is in. You know what to do. Chug-a-lug, makes you want to holler, hi-ho! And it is indeed the rookie Ed Springer out in front. Easily tucking into second is the double deuce of Bruce Pearson. Now, behind him, it's the 6 against the 7. On the inside, Kurt Smith. On the outside, that's Chris Davis. Let's see which line is faster. Oh, my goodness, up front. Look at this, Shaggy.
Yeah, the double deuce. Bruce Pearson taking advantage of that grip early. I said if you're going to get a pass done on the inside, you want to do it in this first quarter of the race, and Bruce wasting no time. He wants to set the pace here at the Fairgrounds.
Oh, the rookie didn't even get to lead a lap as Ed Springer will finish lap number 1 in second. Now they get
Kurt Smith. Oh, man, and the Butcher ends up going around. There was a big kerfuffle down there, Soup, but it all started. Kurt Smith got a little bit of help there going into 3 and 4, and he gets to keep on rolling. Lucky number 6 tonight.
That was Aiden Young and him had an argument about it. Lowell Jewell pulled him behind. I think he spun it out of the way. I think there was a lot of spinning, but really everyone gets away pretty good. Maybe the worst guy, maybe John Wilson the Goose had his wings clipped a little bit on this, but I think it looked uglier than it actually was.
Yeah, one of the benefits there of the short track racing, obviously not going too awful fast. So time to check up. You're going to bump. You may feel it a little bit in the morning, but there we get a good view. Aiden, the car's there. He's next to the yellow line. Not much more he could do. Probably just surprised Kurt with that late move. He was able to drive it in pretty deep and still make it stick. So just caught Kurt up on the high side a little bit.
Okay, I think we'll have time. Why don't we talk to the rookie, Ed Springer, who's sitting back there in second position. Ed, it's Soup up here in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. How you doing, Soup?
I'm doing good. We were looking forward to seeing you out in front there, and I'll be darned if Bruce Pearson didn't get underneath you early on.
Well, I went a little too easy. He made a good move. I just didn't want to dump it in front of the whole field.
How you feeling in the car?
Feel great.
Shaggy?
What are we trying to get out of the car tonight, Ed? Do we think the high side can work, or do we want to keep this thing on the bottom? How are you going to try to move?
In practice, I ran about a groove up, and it just felt good. The tire wear was good. it just felt more stable. On the bottom, the back end wants to come around. So
Well,
if I can, I'm going to try and run about 3/4 of the way up.
well,
First groove.
You're on the outside, and Pearson made it work for him on the first lap. Let's see if he can return the favor. Goof for the goose, good for the gander. Good luck to you.
Thanks, guys.
And just up the road there, the Butcher, he was able to get off pit road. He did a good job. He repaired that car twice under caution. Didn't go a lap down. Good job there for the Butcher.
Joe Snyder racing back there in 20th, last car on the lead lap. Okay, let's turn our attention up front. Let's see what Springer can do. Now remember, they don't go on the flag. The man on the pole has control of the start. There's a good jump from Pearson. All right, now this is Davis on the inside, looking to get inside of the 16 of Springer. The rookie says, nope, I'm going to get down there. And look at that, Springer takes the car right where he said he would. Just a bit off the yellow line. Not really enough room for anybody to get underneath them. It's going to make hard for somebody to go around the top of them. Davis now trying to get down low. He's being under attack from, that is Aiden Young.
Yeah, and Davis, he may be getting flashbacks of a race he was just involved in. He doesn't want to get stuck here early, so may have to push the button. And if anybody's going to do it, Sue, it's going to be that 7.
Springer racing the line that he wants. What that is just tempting the 7 to get a nose down there, just inviting Mr. Aggressive, and Mr. Aggressive gets the car sideways. Oh my goodness, Aiden Young had a good look at that one. Back there in 5th is Todd Lister.
I'll tell you what, that 16 Soup, he may be kicking himself, maybe said he didn't go aggressive enough on the start. He is hanging right with the double deuce, and he is getting good runs off the high side, so keep an eye out on him if he can maybe peek to the outside.
Lowe picks up a position as Liston gets stuck to the outside. Here comes a man who has really picked up a lot of spots. This is Daryl Weineker. He's up 5, trying to make it 6 right now. Shaggy rode with him on the example lap during the pre-race show, and he makes it work. Boy, Liston having a hard time up on top. I don't know if the track can't be dirty so early. He's just not feeling it in the 87 up there.
Yeah, just not the grip that they have. Not a big right rear tire, and the track temps, they are cold, but maybe not as cold as they'd like here at the nighttime, so just not as much grip as you're maybe used to having.
Everybody is single file right now. We look at Todd Liston. Boy, I'll tell you, let's go up front and watch this rookie work here. This is Ed Springer. He's got some interesting attacks on Pearson. I don't know if it's the fastest way to do it or the most effective way to do it or the most efficient way to do it, but it is the most interesting way. He dives it in deep sometimes. The car drifts up. He takes it in shallow sometimes, and he's just working.
Yeah, I normally encourage the high line. You can save some tire, but you mentioned driving it in that deep, that scares you a little bit. You don't want to oversteer the car. You don't want to get a bunch of wheel into it to rotate the car in the center. You're really working that right front tire. So if he's over driving it too much, he's going to start to pay for it in about 30 laps. So he's going to have to settle down a little bit.
Our director scanned back, and he saw the pass there as James Lowe gets underneath Aiden Young. Don't read too much into that. Young is notorious for saving his stuff. Springer put the car out in the wall while we were talking about that. Dave is underneath him.
We'll have to see, able to get to the door here. What kind of run does he get off of 4? A decent one, but just not enough. It's enough that Springer's going to stay to the outside, but Ed there, maybe he's going to be kicking himself. He gives him a lot of room. You could almost drove 3 wide in there. And it's Davis. He's even now.
And certainly not pinning Davis down as much as some of the veterans would do against other veterans. It might be Ed Springer doesn't want to cause a lot of trouble. He is a rookie. And when we say rookie, he's got plenty of experience racing these cars. It's just, oh no! He gets into the back of Davis. He keeps it going straight. Woo! Ducky! Right in front of James Lowe.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem, Sue. Sometimes you go up there, you want to give the guy a little bit extra room, and you're not used to being up there so high, so the wall sneaks up on you, and that's why it goes back to the old road racing saying, and you're coming up on lap traffic. Just run your line, make everybody else get around you. So do what you're comfortable with. Don't try to adjust.
Now, Springer trying to get the rhythm back. He loses a spot to Aiden Young. Give a big shout out to our points leader, Ruben Altice. We can't put the camera on you. He's got some serious weather in his spot. Says, I'm going to have to take those provisional points.
Man, look at that battle for the lead really heating up. Now we got Davis looking back to the inside. The double deuce just looking smooth, Soup. You know, we've seen this. If you can hold that line, if you can just maintain, not heat up those right sides, get the car to behave, it's going to be tough to pass. But I think, Soup, we've got a nickname for that 7 car, don't we?
Mr. Aggressive. And you got him. I know. You would sure like to have his nickname, the guys in your rearview mirror, to may have like Mr. Cautious or Mr. Passive back there. You gotta make you a little bit worried when the guy's nickname that's hunting you down is Mr. Aggressive. Watch out for James Lowe, though. He has really been coming on. He's up 7 spots, and they're all been done on the track, I believe.
Yeah, and if you remember, about 7 or 8 laps ago, he got by Aiden Young as the battle heats up for the lead here. Davis looking back to the inside, but Lowe, he's extended that gap from Aiden Young by about a second. He is ready to go in that 99.
Now, this is a little different from having Ed Springer to your outside. Pearson is going to make you work for it. Double Deuce Bruce is going to try to pin Davis down there. Davis now with a quarter car length lead. They go into 1. I think the outside line is going to have to give up, even though he gets a good run off there. Now he's got Lowe underneath it. It's going to be a twofer in the wrong direction for Pearson.
Yeah, I think right now there's just too much grip left on those tires to really hold up a run if the guy's willing to go in there and get the elbows out. We know the 7 will do it. And Lowe, he's hungry for a win, man. How long has it been since he's won here? So I know he wants to talk to us here later.
His 100th career race in a late model here for the Bootleg Racing League. What better time to pick up a win than on your centennial event? You want a big mover? All right, if you're a veteran of watching these Bootleg Racing League events, when I talk big mover, you really got to only think of a couple guys. One of them, Adam Shane. Shane up 9 spots. No surprise there. Working on the back of Kurt Smith. And watch out for the guy behind him. That's Scott Negus. Negus has already won twice. He goes underneath Shane. That's not going to work. You'll have to try that again.
Yeah, he definitely thought better of that. Lived to survive another day. It was almost would have been a carbon copy of the Aiden Young deal where you get that run in the center of the corner. Maybe you've got enough to make it stick, but that guy on the outside, he's just not aware. So it's up to you to make the decision.
We mentioned earlier the drivers that are under that cozy blanket for the points lead. Of course, Ruben Altice, one of them. Aiden Young is in the hunt. Scott Negus as well. And then way in the back, because he ran into some early trouble, is the Butcher of Baton Rouge, ribeye Joe Snyder back there in 15th. Not the results he was hoping for.
Definitely not the pace Bruce Pearson was hoping for either, since he's gotten past. He's fallen off the lead here. He's about a second and a half off those guys in front of him. Lowe has really reeled in the leader. He's going to get close for a pass here soon. Speaking of pass, look at the shoe here. Going low on the 6 of Kurt Smith. We saw him working behind a couple laps ago, talking about him being a big mover. He knows he's got, he gets the elbows out. Whew.
And Negus was able to try to slide underneath him as well. It didn't quite go that way. Negus is going to have to do it on his own.
I think Negus was more or less swerving to save his life there. I think he saw an accident coming. He was lucky to avoid that one.
For Adam Shane, that is 10 positions up.
And like you said, all green flag here, Soup. What a long run here. We're spaced out a little bit, and You know what that means? Tire strategy is going to come into play. We've gotten guys who have definitely pushed it much harder than some other drivers here in the opening stage.
I've been getting some emails from Ohio. They say, don't forget to talk about the Hilberts. Let's look at car number 52. It's Big Brother. I had a little brother there. That's Steve. And about, I'd say about 5 car lengths back is Tom.
The Canadian Goose, he takes a look inside here. Kurt Smith. Looked like they maybe made a little contact through 3 and 4. It was really close. Oh, big run on Negus. Oh, Kurt had to check up. He gets in the outside wall. Not too sure what happened with the 29 there. Maybe he spun the tires coming off. Now Kurt, he gets loose. Man, Kurt is just watching everything he had disappear.
29 was really sawing on the wheel, lost all the momentum right in front of Smith. Smith ran up on the back of him. They keep the car going straight. Maybe the best view of the whole thing was from the caveman, car number 32, Trey Bloom. Bloom having a nice run. Started in 19th. I'm in 10th.
Aiden Young here to the inside, battle for 3rd. Well, that wasn't much of a battle.
No,
Donnie Moore maybe saw the writing on the wall there. No, there's a long way to go.
Indeed, you mentioned Donnie Moore. Unfortunately, Donnie decided to take this one off. That was Double Deuce Bruce Pearson he got underneath.
Oh, you got to love it. You got to love those Freudian slips, right?
That's all right. Donnie feels good about it. He knows that he's top of mind here for the commentators. I think it's time to put the cameras on the leader. Because James Lowe, up 8 spots, is now on the back of Chris Davis.
He's a veteran racer, too. He definitely paid attention to Aiden Young moving into 3rd place. So he doesn't want to allow Aiden to get up to the rear end of him. He wants to have the pass already done.
In fact, if you look at the gap, I have a hunch that Lowe will be patient enough. Uh-oh. We have a problem. Oh, it involves Negus. Oh, Scott Negus, where are you going here as he tries to get underneath Adam Shane, and the Goose had nowhere to fly. John Wilson gets into it, and why not include Kurt Smith as well?
Yeah, late move under braking, and also known as producer chimed in there, a dive bomb, man. You just don't expect that if you're the 79 there, tough break.
Scott Negus, what my dad used to say, took it in deeper than a Chilean miner. Well, we're working lap number 44. Chris Davis has led 20 of them. Bruce Pearson, 23. The only 2 guys who've been out in front. Shaggy, I'll let you decide who you want to talk to.
Let's talk to Lowe here, running P2. Let's see what James has to say. Hey, James, Shaggy in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
All right, man. What's going through your head here? You're maybe in a prime spot on the outside coming to this restart. Do you think you can take advantage, maybe get yourself up to the P1 here?
Possibly. I'm not really wanting to go yet, so if he gets a good start, I'll probably just fall in behind him if I can. And just ride for a little bit. I think I'm a little bit faster than him. So I'm just kind of biding my time here.
Do we have a number? When is go time?
Oh, who knows? Closer to the finish.
It's soup. Does the man behind you, Aiden Young back there, does that change go time at all? Does it matter who's following you?
No, not for me.
No. Okay.
Just, I got a plan in my head, and I'm gonna stick to it, and we'll see how it shakes out. But I don't want to go out here and burn my tires off.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thanks.
I love that confidence, but can I believe him is the other questions.
Reminds me of the old Mike Tyson saying that everybody has a plan until they get hit in the mouth. So we'll see if We'll see if Aiden Young wants to put the pressure down. To be honest with you, when you talk about Lowe and Young, both of those guys know how to, they know what lap they are on right now. And Young certainly not alien to sacrificing a position to save tires.
No, definitely not alien to running second and third either,
right.
But they're not used to being up here this early, so that's got to feel weird.
Does indeed. Tip of the hat to Ed Springer, the rookie still out there outside of row 3. Let's see what the outside line can do. This will be fun. Lowe, Pearson, and Springer making up the first 3 on the outside line. Davis gets the good jump. There's room for Lowe to tuck down in. Aiden Young's not forcing the issue at all. Says, go ahead. You got plenty of room, James. James says, thank you very much. Bruce Pearson says, can I get down in front of you, Todd Liston? Liston says, sure, go ahead. Boy, everyone racing so nice up here right now.
Yeah, that top 5, it couldn't have went any more to script there. That was perfect. They orchestrated that great.
Trey Bloom ducks into 5th. No kindness for the rookies. They're going to keep Ed Springer stuck out there. You got to pay your dues, Ed, before they treat you nicely. Ed finally ducks it in. Hey, look who's back there. He started dead last. It's the 71, John Hine.
I got that thing up into the top 10, but take a look, Liston here. He's taking a look under the double deuce, Bruce Pearson. And we got a battle for the lead. Look, you said it. Mike Tyson said it better, Sue.
Getting to the inside, I think Young behind him might have something to do with it. They are Cialis bathtubs down the back straight. The 7th of Davis on top, the 99 of Lowe underneath. Davis certainly will pin Lowe down. They get that done. iRacing is going to credit Lowe with leading that lap. And then finally, Davis says, you know what? I'm just going to back off. I'm going to tuck in behind because if we keep fooling around, I'm going to lose this spot to Young.
Yeah, just a lap or 2 over the halfway point. That is the smart move. And Mr. Aggressive, man.
Trey Bloom gets turned. They straighten it out. We're going to get a replay of this one. Trey Bloom, I thought we were going to stay green. The caveman did all he could to spelunk that thing down the straightaway in the right direction. But finally, it got turned.
Yes, Steven goes up in the center of the corner, just couldn't keep it on the bottom, gets into the left rear, and he tried to hang on to it. He gave it all he could, but that's a tough deal for the 32.
There we go. Spees. My dad used to say, Steven Spees taking it in hotter than Virginia Mayo with a fever. Google Virginia Mayo, guys. See how many times I can poke my dad tonight. All right. We passed halfway. We're looking at lap 54. Well, you know what, Shaggy? We talked to Lowe. Why don't we turn the tables and talk to Davis, who will start on the outside this time? Let's bring him up. Chris is soup up in the booth. How hard do you race? And you lost that lead.
Well, I did lose the lead, yep. There's still 45 laps to go. I haven't been pushing hard yet. So, I think there's plenty of tire left under me. That's kind of what I was hoping for, was get people to try and use their stuff up while they're running me down. And we'll see if it's going to work. I think Aiden Young has saved a lot of time. I looked like I had a 2-second gap over him before that first caution. And now that's no gap. So if he's got more tire than I do, that's going to be a problem.
Man, I love interviews. Go ahead, Shaggy.
As the laps close down here, where do we think is going to be the preferred line? Will we be able to get it done on the bottom? Does it matter how much grip you have left?
The restart's really going to be a challenge here. I've messed around with my brake bias, opposite of what I would normally do. We're going to see what we're going to do on this restart. We'll see. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys in the booth later.
All right, they're doubling up. Good luck. Chris Davis maybe gives the best in-race interview. He'll give you a lot, but he'll save a little bit for himself. A little bit of secrets there. Sounded like he was not that upset with it was a He's not in the lead, but he gave it up. Now let's see if this restart works as well as the last one. Davis ducks right down in front of Young. Young is now pinned to the inside. Let's see what Liston can do. Liston has nothing on the top side. He's trying to see if he can maybe get down in front of Pearson. Gets a good run off of 2. Pulls up alongside of Young. Now the 87 drips up. That's going to open the door for Pearson to get underneath it. I don't think Todd is happy up there. Well, that's going on. Young looking inside of Davis. Davis says, no, I'll give up the lead, but I don't know if I want to give up second right now, even though I know you may have better tires than me, Aiden Young.
Yeah, it might be a case of 2. You know, drivers like to think during the race, want that even starting spot sometimes if you want to start on the outside for a restart. So Chris may not be too fond of starting on the inside with old tires.
How many laps over their careers have Pearson and Liston raced side by side? Too many to really mention here. It's got to be triple digits. These guys have been racing against each other for so long. They are so equally matched. And right now, Pearson in the preferred position, Liston on the outside, trying to get that done. Back there in the popcorn position is Steven Spies, who's wandering around. Look at that battle continues. We'll keep an eye on what's going up in front. Boy, no, that's the end of that battle as Pearson, Liston puts it in the wall, and now here comes Spies.
You'll have to see what kind of run Liston gets coming off the corner here. I think it's going to be good enough to shut that door. No, he's actually going to take a peek back on the outside of the 22, and well, we saw him do that to Aiden Young when he had a chance to get down low and get in front of Bruce, but not going to give up on the outside yet. He likes it.
He's going to try to make it work. He gets a good run. He has nowhere to put the car. He got almost in the back of 22. He had to lift up. He loses momentum. Spies goes by, and now he's fallen into the clutches of the caveman and the rookie, Trey Bloom and Ed Springer.
Yeah, Springer looked like he almost slapped the wall there coming off of forward, too. Everybody getting their rookie stripe here at the Fairgrounds.
Caveman and the Rookie, a great 70s sitcom if you've never seen that. Go ahead and Google it. James Lowe out in front, Davis in second, Aiden Young in third. They've kind of each passed the memos between each other, and they're just racing right now, putting in the laps. John Hine is back, working on the inside of the 32. He's going to bring along, here he is, the Butcher Baton Rouge, ribeye Joe Snyder. Started in 7th, ran into trouble. Now he's making a comeback.
Yeah, doing that all after some pretty hard contact, even for a short track, spinning there in front of the field. But still got a lot of grip left, and he's got time to get into 13. But look at Aiden Young to the inside.
We heard Davis talk about it. He was a little worried that Young might have some stuff, and Davis just surrenders Casper there as Young now moves up into second. Who are your big movers? Well, Spies is up 10. And the Professor. Let's check in on the 71. John Hine, he's up a baker's dozen worth of spots. And he's left all those guys behind. It's got a while before he's got the next guy to hit. Next on his hit list is Ed Springer.
Even Spies here, I think, trying to add one more to that list. Going to take a look here going into 3. Kind of run does he get coming off?
Pearson is not the fastest of the guys up front. He's been doing a great job of just keeping the car racing up front. He started on the front row thanks to the regrid rule that the Bootleg Racing League has. He's been racing hard up here the whole time, but he's been a benefit of some good positions on the restarts and trying to hang on. Speed's ducking to the inside.
Man, Speed's got a big run there coming off the 2. He had to lift out of it, or he was going to lift up the 22 there. So Speed's trying to get a run. We've seen him make contact with one driver already. Don't want to do it again, but take a look to Caveman to the inside of the Butcher.
Good racing going on back here. The Butcher of Baton Rouge, driven by Joe Snyder, loses that spot. Still racing inside the top 10. Hey, we have not heard a lot from Jeffrey Harden. We'd hear a lot. I'd call him out more if he would race in a familiar paint scheme. Let's look at the 36. Jeffrey making his way through the field. Good to have him back. He's taken part-time season this year.
I think we're calling that candy apple green, maybe, if that was my guess. That's a unique color.
We know that Brandy, his wife, is fond of the purple machine. Let's jump up a few spots. John Hine being a real pest on the back of Ed Springer. Hine looking up saying, you know, I'm faster than Springer. I'm faster than Liston. I think I'm faster than Spies as well. Maybe Pearson. John Hine would like to get some spots. While that's going on, Liston gets to the inside of Spies. I think the 55 might have, he might be out of rubber. Hine makes the pass on Springer. Liston makes the pass on Spies.
It looks like he's definitely used a lot of that up, or he's just going back to try to cool him off for a couple laps, but it doesn't work as well here in these late models. Normally, once you burn it, it's kind of done.
Leaders going around the lap car of John Wilson. Let's look at Wilson racing in 19th position, 11 laps down. Oh, now he's all by himself. I thought he was going to have to let a few more by. Good job, though, as he lets Lowe, Young, and Davis all go by. Okay, the action is going to be on the professor, John Hine. And he's working on Steven Spies, who's basically racing on the rims right now. Spies, that's pretty much a wave by. And you got room! No! Springer drifts up into Spies. He does a 360. We bring out a yellow, and I think everyone's going to be fine, other than the little Olga Corbett pirouette that Ed Springer did.
Yeah, I couldn't tell here if we get a look maybe over the top a little bit. Steven, I mean, he's up there almost against the wall. Couldn't have gave much more room there. He was going to let him go on by. That's a tough break.
Okay, well, we bring out a yellow. We'll have about 20 to go as they come across the line right now. I don't think James Lowe was really, that's the yellow he wanted to see. He was having it his own way. Not sure Aiden Young is happy being on the outside. Maybe this is the spot Chris Davis was hoping for.
So,
inside of row 2. Go ahead.
Soup, I had to do a little bit of digging. I'm looking at Jeffrey Harden's hood. Brandy's Candy Apples is actually the sponsor.
Oh my
of his
goodness.
hood. So I nailed it with the color. It has to be Candy Apple Green because that's the sponsor.
Now his wife is okay. There's only one way to find this out. Let's dial up the 36 of Jeffrey Harden. Enough about the race. Let's dig down into the paint scheme. Let's dial up the 36 of Jeffrey Harden. Is he available? Jeff, it's Soup up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, Soup?
Okay. Is there a relationship between your wife, Brandy, and the sponsor that's on your hood?
There's a direct relationship there, Soup.
Does she make a good candy apple?
Yeah, she was blessed with some amazing candy apple gifts.
Okay, that's good to know. Let's talk something more important. How you feeling? You're up at 11th. You got anything for these guys?
We'll see, man. I'm just happy to be back. It feels good to be in the seat.
It does. It's nice to have you back again. It's wonderful to see you, man. Good luck.
Thanks, Soup.
I believe Jeffrey Harden just turned 50.
How many candy apples did he get for his birthday?
You get 50 candy apples for your birthday. Brandy, good to have both you and your husband back with us here tonight. Hope you're enjoying the show. 17 to go when they go green. James Lowe on the inside of Aiden Young. Candy apples, of course, are a bit sticky. Aiden Young hoping to stick to Young if he can. Young with a good jump. All right, the door opens up. Mr. Aggressive, number 7. Is he going to dive it in deep? Is he going to try to force Young to the outside? He does his very best, but momentum goes to the top side. Young really rolling it. Davis loses all momentum. He's going to slow up both Pearson and Liston. Watch out for John Hine. His nickname is 3 Wide. And when you have that nickname and you got cars racing side by side in front of you, you want to live up to your nickname. John, not tonight, baby. Let him sort it out and then get him one at a time. Underneath him, he's got Spees, who's just out of juice. Nice job from the 55, trying his very best to hang in there. Oh, John, looking to the inside of the 87 and the 22. Boys, you got to get that sorted out before Hine lives up to his nickname, and they do.
Yeah, John not able to get by Steven enough to capitalize and go for it, but plenty of time here to make a move. We still have, 15 to go when we come out of 4 this time, so you got time.
36 under attack. That is Lowell Jewell, a couple veterans going at it. We're going to take you out front right now because I want to tell this story. We talked about Chris Davis. He has nothing for the 2 guys in front. He has lost touch. Aiden Young doing his very best to hang on to James Lowe, but Lowe, in his 100th race, is just having it all his own way. He's led the last 36 laps. He's only got another 12 to go before he can get himself a checkered flag.
And we got contact there, more around. He's able to hold on, or Pearson around, excuse me. He saved it, but then cars get contacted behind him and he gets looped around again. Oh man, the double deuce. Rough night.
John Hine kind of turned him there and then was kind enough to straighten him out, but kind of straightened him out right in front of everybody. And then they came a piling in. And honestly, I think it might be the caveman Trey Bloom who was just trying to find a way to go, and I think the car got away from him.
That's crazy. What are you thinking if you're Bruce? You're like, man, I saved this thing. I'm going. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, just boom in the side of the head.
I got hit in the side, too. It's like, you would think they'd get me from behind. Well, that's going to give us a shootout. Let's go ahead and talk to Todd Liston in the 87. He's always good to talk to there, sitting in 4th. Todd, it's Soup. You've been racing up front the whole time. I don't know what these guys, I think Lowe looks pretty comfortable. You got anything for these guys?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll give it our best shot. Lowe's been putting up the fastest lap of the race for the last few laps, at least a couple out of the last 6. So I think we might all be around the same boat. I'm just going to try to hold it and get what I can.
Shaggy?
Do we like starting on the outside here, or are we wishing we were on the inside? What's the car feel like right now?
I don't know. I got some new names behind me, so it's 50-50 for me. I hate that bump in turn 2, but if you drift up a bit coming out of the corner on the high line, then you can really damage your car real.
Oh man, that is some good stuff. Thanks. Todd Liston in 4th. Interviews during caution flags make this broadcast extra special. Love it so much. You know, you talk about Liston. He is so aware. Not only does he knows that he's got new guys behind him that he's got to deal with, and when he's talking new guys, he's not talking like guys he doesn't know. This new guys that are chasing him for the first time. And he also is aware that James Lowe is putting in some fast laps. That's the guy. Track awareness, baby. Todd Liston.
I still don't understand how these guys have figured out how to run 80 laps and get the car faster. It's pretty unbelievable.
James Lowe running as fast as laps at the end of the race. Okay, 7 to go when we come across the line. Great start from Lowe. Young is on the outside. Davis had nothing for Young last time, and I believe that's going to be the case again. Liston is stuck on the outside. The guy to watch is John Hine, looking for some way around. Can he figure out a way to get around those 2 cars in front of him? John knows what I'm talking about. He waits. They are still too wide in front of him. Nowhere for the 71 to go. Up front, look at this. Oh, we got more wrecking going on. Oh, not wrecking.
They tried to wreck. They were sideways coming out of 4, but they were able to keep it straight. Now the caution finally does wave.
That was a crash that went on for quite a while. It looks like it involves, finally at the very end, the chief, Steve Hilbert, involved in it. Mike Holloway back there in 16th spot. Unusual to see the 88 without getting much screen time. Just really not a factor today.
Yeah, so the 16 probably not aware that they were 3 wide there with the car on the bottom. Didn't realize he couldn't enter in the middle, and he just turns down over the 52. But that's going to happen. They were all just struggling there. Low grip. We're coming down to the end. And they were all probably just so excited they survived that first one.
Okay, it's time. Let's call up the 71 of John Hine. John, time to go trophy hunting, baby. You got anything for those guys?
No, I don't think so. But I do got to apologize to Bruce there. I tapped him just a couple laps ago. I feel bad about that. But I think I'm pretty good where I'm at. I get to horse around with Steven here, so we got to behave or we might wad up the field. So, but we'll still have some fun here.
Shaggy?
Yeah, use some of that booth intelligence for us, John. What do you see in front of you? Can we get a pass done on the bottom right now, or is there just not enough grip left on the tires?
I think you can down in 3 and 4, but 1 and 2, I don't think so. That if you even so much at this point hit that bump coming out of 2, I just hit it. Thank God that yellow came out because it sent me straight up the track there, and I had to lift and everything else. So right about here in 1 and 2, that bump. So I'd watch for guys to hit that, maybe get in some trouble if they're pushing here.
Good job. Thank you very much. Shaggy, again, the same thing that Liston just talked about. It is amazing to hear that, almost the same comment, that bump.
Yeah, I mean, we saw guys really, in practice, I was focused coming out of the corners, and guys really were pushing the boundaries, seeing how much throttle they could use. And it seems like to me they pretty much nailed it. We saw a lot of cars looping by themselves, but it's been great racing out here.
Steven Spees up 9 spots. Jeffrey Harden out there in the Brandy Candy Apple Special. Up a dozen positions. Well done. Not a bad way to celebrate your 50th birthday. And a man trying to celebrate his 100th career late model start with a win is the 99 of James Lowe. Right now, he has the same amount coming into this race, the same amount of starts as he has on top of his car. Hopefully he won't change the number to match the starts. He'll have to be 100. We go green easily. Coming around, we're going to get the white flag this time. 4 corners to go for James Lowe to pick up the win. Young with nothing behind him, but it's going to help in his chase of the quiet man, Ruben Altice, who had to miss tonight. I think Young is going to lead Tennessee with the points lead. Little battle for third, a little farther back. Liston to the outside. Davis to the inside. We'll come back and check on that for a minute. But right now, our attention goes to James Lowe. He gets the win. Aiden Young gets second, and the battle for third goes to Chris Davis. And in a little bit of deja vu all over again, the man who started on the pole tonight, Ed Springer, finishes 13th. Look for him to start on the pole again next week. The racing is over. Our broadcast is not. We'll take a short break. We'll come back and run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the gate. You're watching the Virtual Grip Network. Welcome back to the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. And speaking of Fairgrounds, I was just over at the prize cow competition. Let me tell you, Bertha got robbed out of the blue ribbon there. I don't know what's going on with the judges over there. Clearly was the best cow of the bunch. You're watching VGN's 7th round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's Late Model Invitational Series Season 29. With that said, let's go ahead and give you the entire finishing order of the 21 drivers who took the grid here for round number 7. James Lowe started in 10th. He comes home with the win. Congratulations there. Aiden Young Gun Young came into this race second in points, with Ruben Altiz having to take provisional last place points. We think a second place finish is going to put Young Gun at the top of the standings. Chris Davis, very impressive. Raced up front the whole time. He'll take third position. Todd Liston and John Hines go 4th and 5th. Steven Spees ran out of tires, finished on the rim. He gets 6th position. Jeffrey Harden in his Brandy Candy Apple Special, beautiful looking car, gets a sweet 7th position for him. The Butcher of Baton Rouge, Joe Snyder, he gets 8th spot, despite being turned by the boss man Lowell Jewell right as they came across the start-finish line. It was fun to watch. Snyder and Jewell go 8 and 9, with Kurt Smith rounding out your top 10.
The Double Deuce, Bruce Pearson, brings it home 11th. Right behind him, Scott Negus. And Ed Springer, after starting on the pole, well, he's going to do it again. He finished 13th, going to start on the pole next week. Chris Hazlett bringing it home 14th. Steve Hilbert, 15th. Trey Bloom, the Caveman, 16th. Mike Holloway, 17th. Tom Hilbert, 18th. John Wilson, 19th. Adam Shane, 20th. And rounding out the field, Daryl Weininger.
With that said, let's go ahead and talk to our race winner, James Lowe. James, nice job. Started in 10th position, able to run him down, and he had enough of the end.
Yeah, appreciate it, sir.
I bet you don't know this. You are making your 100th career late model start in a BRL event tonight. Congratulations. That's how you celebrate those milestones.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And, it's pretty cool. We didn't run these cars a whole lot back, when I was racing before. So
yeah,
it's been hard trying to get adjusted to them and figure out how to make the tires last. And I think I'm finally coming around to it, and we'll see how we go from here.
I talked to a lot of guys. It is a different animal than the SK Modifieds as far as tire wear and the SK Modifieds. It's about tire heat, and in these cars, it's about tire wear. Yes.
Yeah, and having patience. When you see that dangling fruit out in front of you, you want to go out and get it, and knowing to just kind of lay back and let the cars come to you instead of going and try to chase them all down. It's been my biggest takeaway the last few weeks anyway, so we'll hopefully be able to keep doing that, but we'll see.
Well, you talked about momentum. You started the season with a 26th and 11th after that at Lanier. Ever since then, it's all been single digits, and they keep getting better and better and better. Second last week, and then a win tonight. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, it took a while. That first couple of weeks, it was just calamity corner. I think I was wrecking myself or wrecking somebody or getting wrecked by somebody all over the place. It was not good looking, but we've figured all that out, and we're just trying to nail it down. We got the car figured out now, so I think we'll be up front from here on out, hopefully.
All right, well, we'll watch you be starting in amongst it. With the win, you go back mid-pack. Good luck to you when we go to our next round.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, James Lowe, the winner tonight. Shaggy, who you got?
Got the young gun, Aiden Young. Shaggy up here, man. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
Well, hey, man, maybe not where you wanted to be, but at the end of the day, middle of that podium, you got to feel good. I watched you reel in James with about 10 to go, but coming out of 4, saw that thing get a little sideways. Do you think that was your last shot at it?
Probably. It was just hard to tell. I guess I didn't go early enough in the race.
Now, talking about going early enough, what's the problem here with going late? Was there just too much or not enough grip to get that pass done on a bumpy bottom?
Not really. It's just cautions fell wrong.
Well, Aiden, at the end of the day, man, you're here for points racing, and you add up those P2s, man, they look pretty good at the end of the day. We think you're going to inherit the points lead, so after a good run, congratulations, kid. Who you want to thank?
I just gotta thank you for being on the car. I think I had the wrong paint on tonight, but still, you're on the car, and obviously you guys for broadcasting.
Heck of a job, Aiden. Look forward to talking to you again, kid.
Thank you.
Aiden Young, the New England fireman, coming home in second, and now we get to talk to Chris Davis. Chris, over the last 4 races, there was a 9th in there, but other than that, it's all been podiums, third. Lots of interviews. Glad to talk to you again.
Well, thank you very much, Soup. You know, I think I called it. I was afraid of what Aiden had there for the end for us, and you know, it looked to me like he was going to make a run on the outside there on one of the restarts. I thought he was going to be able to get around James, taking it to the high side.
It was interesting. You know, we've talked to several drivers. I think 2 or 3 of them tonight mentioned a bump in the track. I guess it's on the other side of 2. I'm not quite sure where it is. Are you familiar with this bump, and was it a worry for you?
Oh no, yeah, I definitely know where that bump is. It's a known feature. Some people call it a problem. I call it a feature. It can, you know, it can help you to turn the car. Sometimes it can also cause a whole lot of trouble. But when you hit it wrong, you know it.
Well, you got the number 7 on a roll. It's been fun to watch you race of late. So good luck to you next time. And third. Let's see if we can get ourselves maybe a win coming up.
Yeah, that's what we're going to shoot for. Thank you so much for what you do up in the booth. You guys are a pleasure to watch. So keep it up, and we appreciate it.
All right, man. Good luck to you. Chris Davis, another 3rd place to him, and a great interview as well. Okay, that's going to do it here for our interviews. Let's go ahead and talk about when we're going to be on again. We're coming next week. It says Nashville Fairgrounds, but we're here right now, so that's not where we're going. And speaking of the Nashville Fairgrounds, again, Bertha, if you're watching, you got robbed. You were clearly a blue ribbon cow. We're going to be going. I know where we're going because I have it right here on my schedule. I want to tell you that. You want to turn in next week because we're going, to Southern National Speedway. Oh, that's going to be fun. You don't want to miss that. But before then, my partner, Shaggy, Zach Chapman, Zach, you figure it out. He's going to be the lead commentator for this OBRL Cup Series event. They're going to Daytona. Oh my goodness, you're not going to get enough of Daytona Sunday. You're going to get more of it Sunday night. You can watch the real one and then watch the simulated one. My goodness, that's going to take up my whole day. That's going to be Sunday, February 16th at 7:55 p.m. The Daytona, the real one, will be over by then. Those broadcasts, past broadcasts, future broadcasts, all the production of the Virtual Grid Network. Nobody is watching, so why don't I just say, I can't find a hat for you. Until next time, have fun storming the castle.